What is up, ladies and gentlemen? But most of all, you ladies out there, thanks for clicking on another episode of Break the Silence. I am your host, Cyborg. All you haters can suck it, because they are the Denver Nuggets. Split cow! It is becoming my daily routine. I wake up in the morning, I go to work, I come home, eat dinner, and I watch the Denver Nuggets destroy another basketball team. I watch the Denver Nuggets demoralize another professional basketball team. Tonight, we watched the Denver Nuggets take down the Portland TrailBlazers 122-113 in a game that was highly entertaining because we saw a lot of great shot making from both sides. Obviously, on the Portland TrailBlazers side, you have Damian Lillard, one of the most explosive offensive players in the NBA. And on the other side, you have the second best offense in the entire NBA in the Denver Nuggets, a team that could become the first best offense in the NBA here very soon, led by Nikola Jokic and tonight Michael Porter Jr. There's so much to talk about when it comes to this game, what makes the Nuggets so good, and I really think it's going to be a good one to break down. And tonight I want to focus a little bit more on Michael Porter Jr. As a lot of you know on this podcast, or if this is your first time watching, I've talked a lot about the Denver Nuggets. They were my preseason pick to make the NBA Finals out of the Western Conference, and I've never felt more confident in a pick than I feel right now. We've done a couple videos lately because I feel like the national media does not cover this team as much as they deserve. They're playing basketball at the highest level. They've won 7 basketball games in a row, 9 of their last 10. They're now over 70% win percentage on the season. Only them and the Celtics are above 70%. And they're playing basketball as good as anyone in the NBA. They're second in the NBA in defense since December 18th. So they're playing offense as the number 2 offensive rated team in the NBA. And defensively since December 18th, they've really played defense at a high level. And it's attributed to all the great players that they have signed. And we're going to talk about that. Before we get into that, please take a second to subscribe to the channel. You see, we are past 800 subscribers. We are headed for 900 on the road to 1,000. Just to give you a little context, I live on the East Coast, meaning right now it is midnight and I have to get up for work at about 6 a.m. So when I do these videos, I'm getting about 5 hours of sleep. But I am grinding so hard to push out NBA content, stay up, watch these games, actually analyze these games. So if you could take a second to hit that subscribe button, it would be so greatly appreciated. And I appreciate and love y'all out there for all the support you've shown. So let's talk about tonight's game. Nikola Jokic with another ho-hum 36, 12, and 10. It is truly unbelievable what this guy's done on a night-to-night basis. He is now the odds-on favorite to win his 3rd consecutive MVP. When you're talking about guys that have won 3 MVPs, that's very rarefied air. Kareem, LeBron, Michael Jordan, I want to say Dr. J did, Larry Bird, but very, very rare for a guy to win 3 league MVP. So if Nikola Jokic were to win 3 in a row, he's putting himself in a category at an all-time level. And again, if they're able to win a championship after he won a 3rd MVP in a row, Nikola Jokic is doing truly all-time stuff. And when we look at the NBA, what I think is so great about the league today and why I love it more than ever and why I'm so excited every night to watch NBA basketball is that we're seeing performances like we've never seen before. And there's so much debate and so much discussion as to why that is. And I'll probably do a video at some point breaking that down because I have a lot of thoughts on it. But let me put it this way. We have a 7'1" monster from Serbia that hit a game-winning step-back 3 a couple nights ago. That tonight is able to throw 10 assists, 12 rebounds, and 36 points. That is playing against Jusuf Nurkic, who's one of the best centers, who's one of the, he's a very good NBA center, who has no idea what to do with him. Nikola Jokic is truly a freak of nature. And when you're talking about why the NBA is so great, the talent pool, because of the globalization of the sport, Nikola Jokic from Serbia, Luka Doncic from Slovenia, Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece. You have guys that are dominating the NBA from everywhere. And that's what truly makes it so great, is that the styles of all these guys are not the same. The way Nikola Jokic plays is not even close to the way Giannis Antetokounmpo plays. But yet they both are able to dominate the NBA game. And I love that. I love that about the sport, and I think it's in the greatest spot it's ever been in. There's a lot of debate about what era is the best, but truly, if you sit down and you watch all these games, and you watch Damian Lillard on one side shooting the ball from 30 feet and scoring 40 points, and then you watch Nikola Jokic dominating in every facet of the game on the other side, you can't tell me that that's not crazy entertaining to watch. So the other thing that makes the Nuggets for me so great to watch is they play basketball the right way. And one of the things that that's so important is the leading of your superstar. For instance, Tim Duncan, when he played for the San Antonio Spurs, I might have his jersey hanging up right here. Tim Duncan was known to take so much crap from Greg Popovich, that Greg Popovich would scream his head off and just coach him so hard. And you know what that did? The 7th, 8th, 9th guy on the bench had to take that same level of hard coaching and had to put in the same effort because Tim Duncan was getting screamed at. Nikola Jokic plays basketball the right way, and it forces everyone around him to play basketball the right way. And it's really, really great to watch. Jamal Murray's passing the basketball. Aaron Gordon's passing the basketball. Aaron Gordon had 8 assists tonight. Aaron Gordon was not a high assist man before he got to the Nuggets, but they're playing basketball the right way, and that's so beautiful. It really is so artistic. It's unbelievable to watch. A couple things we want to talk about. One, why is their defense so good? Well, one of the reasons that their defense is playing at a high level is because when they take three-pointers, they're shooting them at the highest clip at the most efficient clip in the entire NBA. The hardest time to play defense is on the fast break. And when you miss a three-pointer, it usually leads to a hard brick. And that's why them shooting good three-point shots that they're hitting at a high clip is so important. And they don't shoot a high volume, but they shoot high-quality three-point looks. And they have a lot of guys out there that can shoot. And I think that's really led to a lot of the good defense. When you're able to get back and you're able to set up your defense, that really helps you when you're talking about it that way. I want to spend a second talking about Michael Porter Jr. because obviously Nikola Jokic is great, and we talk about him a lot. But sometimes I like to talk about these individual games, and tonight Michael Porter Jr. was kind of the big standout player. At 23 points, he was 4 of 6 shooting from 3. One of them was kind of a garbage time. Let's see if I can hit one more shot. So kind of 4 of 5 from 3, had 4 rebounds. And the thing about Michael Porter Jr. is he was out of high school, was the number 1 recruited guy. Thought he was going to be unbelievable. Went to Missouri, struggles with some back injuries. In the NBA draft, you're wondering, where should we take this guy? And my roommate, best friend, is a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. And they took Colin Sexton, the pick before Michael Porter Jr. And I have always said that I felt like the Cavs should have took the chance on the talent that is Michael Porter Jr. His ability to score from anywhere on the court and the way he's playing defense this year, I think is of the utmost value. He's shooting 40% from 3, so he's efficient. He's so talented. And I think, you can build a second when Nikola Jokic goes on the court and you just need a bucket getter. You need a bucket merchant. You got Michael Porter Jr. This year, he's averaging 16.2 points, 5.7 rebounds. That's very, very quality stats for a guy whose usage rate is not that high. You got to remember he's playing with Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon. So he's playing with a lot of good guys, so he doesn't get up the shots that maybe he would on another team. What makes Michael Porter Jr., I think, so good is his pull-up three-point shooting. When you're talking about the pull-up game, that means you're dribbling up the court and you just fire a 3. This is so valuable when it comes to playoff time. And a lot of times you see that the guys who have great playoff success directly correlate with their pull-up jump shooting because it's the hardest thing to guard, but it's also the hardest shot to make when you just dribble up the court, hit a shot. For instance, Kevin Durant, when he hit that shot over LeBron James, I believe it was Game 3 in Cleveland from the left wing, was a pull-up jump shot. He dribbled up the court, hit a demoralizing 27-footer in LeBron James' face, and it was unbelievable. This year, on pull-up three-point shots, Michael Porter Jr. is shooting 38%. That is really, really impressive when you compare it to guys like Trae Young that's shooting like 30% from the pull-up. So that's why the efficiency, the way he's playing basketball is so important. And so great. And for the season, his effective field goal percentage is 58%. His field goal percentage is 47%. And I love the way Michael Porter Jr. is playing. Obviously, the thing we got to hope is that he stays healthy. That's what it comes down to with Michael Porter Jr. The way that the Nuggets are playing right now is they're demoralizing their opponent. By the end of this game, Damian Lillard got a technical foul. Chauncey Billups got a technical foul. And yes, it was close throughout the most of the game. When we got to the fourth quarter, that's when the Nuggets turn it on and play their best basketball. Nikola Jokic being the best clutch player in basketball. They play at such a high level because they get good looks, they play the right way, and all that is so important. And even with Mike Malone out tonight, and they had their assistant coach coaching the game, they still play the game the right way. And tonight, they scored 122 points. In the fourth quarter, they held Portland to 24. Now, Portland scored some garbage time points because they were at 99 with only a couple minutes left, but they get these guys frustrated and demoralized because of how good they play basketball and how they keep coming at you and coming at you and coming at you, and it's so hard to defend. I want to talk briefly about Portland. Haven't spent a lot of time on them this year. I think they're a little bit of a hard team to talk about because they started the season hot. Dame kind of got hurt. He's been playing at a really high level, but they're not winning a whole lot of basketball games. This drops them to 21 and 23, I believe. Or 21 and 22, one of the two. But losing again there drops them to the 11 seed in the Western Conference. And I see frustration in Damian Lillard when I watch him. And I love watching Damian Lillard play because he's so talented, and being able to shoot from such a distance and watching him down the stretch in big moments is really fun. But at some point he's got to get tired of getting double teams, passing it to an open guy who just continually is not hitting their shots. So I think at some point, Damian Lillard scored 44 points tonight. And they still lost the basketball game because they're getting very little bench production. And I just don't know. Portland, to me, is a hard one to figure out. I don't think they're very good. They're somewhere in between middle of the pack and tanking. I wouldn't even say that they're a playoff team in my estimation. But what do they do going forward? You just got Jeremy Grant. You just signed Anthony Simons. You drafted Shaedon Sharpe. You got some players. Maybe you got some assets. Maybe you trade Damian Lillard and try to retool. Honestly, that's probably where I would lean because I think you've had Dame for X amount of years. Probably double-digit years in the league. You've had him for this many years. Maybe it's time to take a chance. He was drafted in 2012, so this is probably his 10th year. It's probably time to move on. And that's why I think the Trailblazers will do at some point, but we'll see when that happens. Nuggets are unbelievable. Tomorrow, I think we're doing videos the next 3 nights because there's a lot of good basketball on. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss any of those. We're going to be talking about some other NBA teams. I think there's a big one between Luka and Trae Young tomorrow, which is always fun. And then the Celtics-Warriors play on Thursday, which is a big rematch of the finals. So a lot of good basketball to look forward to. Appreciate y'all watching the videos. Cyborg out.